witnesses, thanks to Project Camelot, and one of the things we've heard is that we do have this fleet of ships out there outside the solar system, and they have looked at this wave coming in. They know there's a wave, they know it's coming in, and they're studying it, and they see that it's coming into the solar system. So they are paying attention. But they're not going to tell us until the last minute, which is, you know, just enough time for everybody to panic while they run away. But that's not what this is about. This is about genetic change, and it's about evolution. And it's not a doom and gloom thing. Even though I'm showing you stuff that you could think about in a fearful way, all of these messages, all of these crop formations that they've built up 1,200 years of credibility to show you genetic evolution. They're not showing you doom and gloom. What would be the point? If it's an intelligent cosmos, why would it create life on this beautiful planet just to belch it off in a big solar flare? That's not what this is about. The galactic dust, there's more dust that came in between 2000 and 2001, 300% more than all the 1990s combined. That's another major study that was found. If you look at Mercury, Mercury's magnetosphere in 2008 was much more powerful than it was seen in the 70s with Mariner 10. And here's the actual mainstream publication where that came through. And now just recently, they go back a year later and they see even more stuff. They found magnetic tornadoes, magnetic twisters, and they said one of the biggest surprises was how strongly the dynamics of the planet's magnetic field solar-wind interaction had changed from the first Mercury flyby in January 2008. So what this is telling you is that Mercury has changed dramatically in its magnetic field in 1 year. That's it. Mercury is going nuts. That's the first planet in the solar system. That's not the only planet that's doing this. Look at Venus. 2,500% increase in the green glow in less than 20 years, looking like this right here. That's totally amazing. On Mars, you have the appearance of clouds. You see the clouds here, that they weren't there. Mars didn't used to have clouds or ozone. They've only appeared in the last 30 years or so. It's another major change. Mainstream media has reported on global warming on Mars. Guess what? Nobody's driving SUVs on Mars. At least if they are, there's probably a lot less of them than there are on Earth, and they probably run on free energy, based on what our whistleblowers are telling us. But that's melting, something is melting the ice caps on Mars. Jupiter has this plasma torus that you couldn't see before 1974, and yet now it looks like this. As time goes on, the density of this torus, as you see here, is getting 200% thicker. This is the natural saucering movement that it makes as the moon Io is going around its orbit. Well, they get so bored, they're stronger than expected. 200% increase in the whole density of this thing in basically 25 years, 15 years. Very, very short time. 15 years, every single particle inside this thing gets 50% denser. They say, well, it exceeded expectations. Okay. No biggie. Jupiter's white ovals disappeared in 3 years. There's 3 of them up here, and then you see there's 2, and now there's 1. Dr. Philip Marcus believed this would cause an 18-degree global warming on Jupiter in only a decade. Well, guess what? It's a decade later, and now Jupiter is having raging heat thunderstorms that they're calling global upheaval, just what he predicted would happen. These are infrared heat signatures that were not there before, much higher intensity. Now, you camera guys, can you shoot either one of these? Because I'm just realizing that over here we have light on that slide, and over here we don't have any light, and so that's a better one for me to be using my pointer on. So I think I'm going to switch over to this one now. Oh. Somebody throw stones at the idiot here. All right, never mind. Let's keep going. The storms appeared during a dramatic planet-wide disturbance that's ongoing on Jupiter. It's yet to be explained, but it's changed the color of the stripes. Storms are probably tied in with a global upheaval. Io's ionosphere, the moon that we were showing you before, 1,000% higher. That's all the charged particles which are coming from the sun. It's unexpected. This is ridiculous. This is our entire backyard. I've showed you every planet. Mercury's having magnetic tornadoes. Mercury is having so much change that in 1 year it's gone nuts. Venus is having a 2,500% increase in its green glow. Mars is having global warming and ozone in the atmosphere and clouds that weren't there before. Now you're going out to Jupiter, you're seeing this plasma torus show up, all the particles are getting bigger, there's more and more of them. You look at the moon Io, it's the same thing, ionosphere is 1,000% higher. The surface has gotten 200% hotter, 3 times hotter than Mercury? How did that happen? Surprised? Oh, yeah, we can't explain it. Okay. Europa is much brighter than expected. This is what they thought it would look like based on what it used to look like, and this is what they actually got. Look at all that light. Ganymede, same thing, 200% brighter. 1,000% increase in its density of its atmosphere. Saturn's plasma torus, 1,000% denser, same thing, short period of time, basically 12 years. Aurora are being seen in the polar regions of Saturn. Here's another new thing, that's heat that wasn't there before. Massive X-rays were seen for the first time near the equator of Saturn in 2004. Uranus was featureless as a cue ball in 1986, but look at what happens to it by 99. Dr. Eric Karkoschka finally has some of the childlike enthusiasm we really should see. These are really big, big changes, man. Check it out, it's incredible. It's been hit by huge storms, dude. So he's finally got it right. Seasonal brightness change is not well understood. Moving on. That's the official NASA report. Uranus 2004 is even brighter. Now I'm going to superimpose the original over what you got here. Look at how much this is changing. All that stuff is new. That's all this bright stuff that wasn't there before. Well, guess what happens when you go out to Neptune? Exactly the same thing. This is what it looked like in 1989. This is what it looks like in 1996. 0 degrees, quarter rotation, half rotation, 3/4 rotation. Dum, 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 dum. Now we go up to 1998, you see that there's more brightness coming in, but look at what happens in 2002. It's gone 40% brighter in near infrared, which is just above visible light. If you could see this spectrum, this is what it would look like. To the naked eye, it's not changing that much, but this is only barely above what our eyes can see as visible light. So now I'm going to show you what it looks like as it goes from 89 to 2002. Watch. Watch the bottom. Look at how much it's changing. Do you think this is just a random thing that's being caused by the tilt of the equator of the planet relative to the sun? No. This is a planet-wide, solar system-wide effect. Global warming on Pluto, 300% increase in its atmospheric pressure from 89 to 2002. It's moving away from the sun, but the surface of the planet is getting hotter as it moves away from the sun, which is causing the atmosphere to charge up. So this shows us that Earth changes are not unique to the Earth. They're happening all over the place. Now, Bill and Carrie, I see you guys over there. How much time do we have? What are we on here? Okay. Well, there's all sorts of different places we can stop and start in this presentation. And I wanted to get you guys, sort of like when I do these longer weekends at my conferences, like I'm having one in London next month. When I do these longer weekends, we can actually drill into this data a lot more, and there's a lot more data than I actually have had time to go into here, but that's why I make these presentations modular. But what you're seeing here is, if you look through, I'm going to summarize some of this stuff and zip a little faster so we can get to the punchline. You're seeing continuous rises in earth change activity. Let me do it from this side. Earthquakes, volcanic activities going up, sea levels going up, temperatures going up. Thank you for letting me know that it's updated my database. That's very rude of you. Perito, gosh. Tornadoes are going up, disasters, natural disasters, economic loss on Earth, all this stuff. The entire Pacific Ocean seafloor is heating up, which is obviously what happens when the sun warms up water on the surface of the ocean. And then those warm water particles are sinking down to the bottom, where they warm up the bottom of the ocean. That's what the scientists are actually saying is going on. So, of course, the next time you want to boil water to boil some eggs, you just get a hairdryer and it'll work just fine, I promise. That's how they've explained this, because they can't tell you that the Earth is heating up from the inside. That's all it is. The planets are heating up from the inside. Why are they heating up from the inside? Galactic energy fields. What are the galactic energy fields going to do? Change your DNA. So let's get to that. I'm going to have to go through some stuff here. All right. We're going to do, okay, we'll get to this because this is good. Bacteria. If you look in the Antarctic ice, in the interior of a volcano, even inside a nuclear reactor, you find little critters. They're everywhere. They even survive in space. They've been recovered after being frozen for 10 million years. It's as if some sort of life force takes that existing body that was there, and you thaw it out, and it says, oh, okay, that's a body. Whoosh. I'm going to make it alive.